Hey everyone, quick heads up. My voice might sound a little rough since I'm just getting over being sick, but I wanted to share this behind the scenes video with you. I was recently hired by an out of state marketing agency. The budget that they had approved already was about 60% of my typical rate, but I still decided to take it on as my last gig to wrap up the year. The timeline was also pretty quick. I was contacted on December 16th, hired on the 20th, and the shoot had to take place on the 23rd. Real quick, I wanted to jump on to the call sheet that they sent over and address two things. The first is in that first section at the bottom, there's a note that reads, "Please get a lot of B-roll." I definitely would have preferred if the agency provided a specific shot list or at least a clearer idea of how much footage that they expected. Unfortunately, I was not able to get clarification before the shoot, which meant all the decisions, both quantity and types of shots, were left up to me. This isn't usually a big deal when I'm doing the edit, but since in this case I'm just delivering the footage, there's always that risk that I don't provide enough clips or I don't capture the specific shots that they maybe wanted me to. So to get around this and to kind of mitigate that issue, I did look at their website, found some example videos that they show clients, and it helped me get a better understanding of at least their style and typical shot choice. Under the next section titled Important Notes, it specified stable 4K 60 frame per second footage. So I asked them if the type of camera for the B-roll mattered. They told me no, as long as the footage met those requirements and was filmed in like a flat profile. So I actually decided to use the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. While I don't own a gimbal for my larger cameras, the Pocket 3 is kind of, all-in-one built in, and it can handle those specs. It might not be the best 4K, out there on the market, but it's perfectly usable, especially when downscaled to 1080p, which is what their deliverables are. So that was the camera that I went with. I mean, given the budget and the requirements and the time frame, it was definitely the right camera that I had access to. And after reviewing the footage, I was able to make everything look good to my liking. But I'll let you know if the agency liked it or not. I guess we'll find out together. Before I even bring equipment inside, I'm just kind of scouting the area. So this is kind of their front lobby. It's got some good options, good texture, shelving, decorations. We ended up not going with this. It was just a little bit problematic with setting everything up properly. I did end up setting up in this larger area. Windows weren't ideal. There was a big AC unit behind them, but you'll see a little bit later that it did work out. I did have to do a little bit of set design, moving chairs, adding plants, moving statues around, but I think in the end it was a really good look for them.
Okay, here's the equipment list today. We're going to go ahead and shoot on both Blackmagic 6K Pro cameras that I own. One of them would be on an 18 to 35 1.8, the other a 24 to 70 2.8. I've got other lenses with me in case, but I took a look at the room we're doing interviews in, and those are going to be the better lens choices. I've also got the DJI Pocket 3. That's the camera that I'm filming on now, and that'll be responsible for any slow motion gimbal shots. And then they explicitly said for audio they would like a wireless lavalier. And so to accomplish that, we are working with the Deity Theos kit. That we get a really nice clean feed, and then we get to use the WLAV Pro microphones, which I believe sound really, really good. For lighting, we're going to go ahead and have these two roller stands just to make things easy. This is a smaller office, but it's only accessible via elevator, so small cart, rolling stands, it's just the way to go. But for lighting, we've got a Zhiyun Mollus 500 watt. It's the bicolor light that they offer. And we also have an Aperture Lightstorm 60X. That'll be more of a hair light, just a kicker light. We'll figure out where that has its place, and that's pretty much it for this one.
estado de propiedad comunitaria.
Llámenos hoy para programar una consulta conmigo o con un miembro de nuestro equipo, o visite nuestra página de consultas para reservar en línea.
It's important for parties who intend to get married to have a prenuptial agreement because it lists out their assets and what they're entitled to during the marriage, and then also what happens if they intend to divorce later on or have to divorce.
One of the things I tried for the first time today was I have these rolling stands, and to be faster, aka lazy, I have the lights already mounted, no modifiers or cables, but the lights already mounted, and I have the wheels locked off, and I have one of my new sandbags, a 25-pounder, on the bottom, and I drove like this. It's only like 10 minutes away from my house, so I didn't feel too worried that they would fall over. But the sandbag is plenty heavy for both lights because both lights are pretty lightweight. So that's what I did. I drove with them locked and weighted down, and I didn't hear them rattle. They didn't move. They obviously didn't fall down. And so that was kind of cool. I was happy with that.